Hello everyone, welcome to our second episode of the podcast Members in the Spotlight, created by our chamber. We are here in the nice office of Raiffeisen Leasing Romania and having a coffee together with Bob Deman, who is the CEO of Raiffeisen Romania. Thank you, Bob, for accepting our invitation today.
Thank you for inviting me, first of all, for having me. Good morning to everybody. It's still morning now. Yes, I've been in the Raiffeisen Group for a while already. I joined the bank in 2010 and I was asked to take over Raiffeisen Leasing in July 2017. So already 5 years and a few months I'm running Raiffeisen Leasing.
Wow, this is quite a time since you are here in Romania. And I know that you also speak Romanian very well.
Yeah, this is a funny anecdote. When this question pops up several times, I remember my grandmother said the best place to learn a language is in bed. Meaning that if you love somebody, like my wife is Romanian, so this is a big factor for my Romanian, of course. Yeah. So thanks to her and of course thanks to practicing a lot, I'm also fluent in Romanian, yes. Mm-hmm.
So you speak how many languages now?
6.
6?
Yeah.
Wow.
You have to know.
Quite a performance.
Yeah, again, it's funny. In the European regulation, Flemish and Dutch is considered as 2 languages.
I see, okay.
Technically, they're the same, but officially it's 6 languages, yes. Next to German, French, English and Romanian. This also thanks to dedication in Belgium. As you study in Belgium, you have 4 languages, yeah? So also did Latin 6 years in high school. So, but that one you don't speak. It's too complicated. Yeah.
So coming back to Raiffeisen Leasing. Raiffeisen Leasing is one of our reputed members. You are also a board member in the chamber. How has your activity benefited by being a member of the chamber?
I think the first years I was in Romania, I did not try to connect I think maybe I was not mentally mature enough, but when Caro Rosé, my former boss in the bank, in the Raiffeisen Bank, I became president, he also involved me, of course, we had very good times together in the Belgian weeks, dinners at the embassy. It was really good to be back with the Belgian community, to which I've not been a part for a few years in Romania. So no being together with them, I feel good home, I feel, yeah.
So you feel like in a family here in our chamber. This is quite amazing, it's very good feedback.
And with friends and with very good events, fantastic Belgian weeks every year. I mean the business dinners, very interesting. With Noor on the whistleblowing, very interesting. So keep us up to date on the legal parts also, and keep in touch with the right experts. I think it's very, very useful.
So if you would have some tips for any companies thinking about the chamber to become a member, what would be those?
I think first of all it's extending the people you know, which is you always get to know somebody new that you didn't know very well, or you end up sitting next to this person on the table. You have a chat, you change business cards, maybe business comes from that. So the network is quite big, because I think the Belgians are very well established in Romania. We have in many places in Belgium where you would not expect. We have people who come and go, but most of them stay. This is also interesting. I know quite a few who got married to a Romanian and stayed, which is also Jeroen is in this case. Yeah. And it's a good life here in Romania. If you have to be able to afford to live here, because we have different expectations sometimes from normal standards, but it's very okay living here.
Compared to Belgium, Romania, it's a good opportunity or a good place to move or to start a business, or?
I think the curiosity of the Romanian population, clients, employees, other partners, they're very interested in hearing your story. I also had a few startups when I came in Romania, in IT and in real estate, and they're very interested to hear your story, to work with you, to give you services, and of course also to make some money. Of course, this comes normally, but very open to receive foreigners and to learn from them. I saw that people love speaking French with me because we had French clients where we had a call center for them and a procurement center, and they love to practice with me French, for example. It was they love to learn, to get new things. How is it in Belgium? Then you send them to their employer or customer at that time in France for a month to know their colleagues in France. They were very happy. So yeah, it's a very open mentality, very nice people, and they know also how to live. They enjoy life. They have the parties. They have the. In 2 weeks, so Sunday next week, we are Nash at the wedding in Ploiești. So till late we have to.
Yeah, we have late in blood, so we like to live. Good, yes. And since Raiffeisen Leasing is a member of BEROCC, what do you like most by being a member here?
As Raiffeisen Leasing, for us, we also offer, we make regular offers to clients and to members of the chamber for financing, or they have requests to make link with the bank. They want whatever, personal stuff for the company. So it's I think it's good to have a financial group as Raiffeisen Bank and Raiffeisen Leasing. Leasing being the member of BEROCC. We're a point of entry for anything you want in the bank, because I've been also 7 years in the bank. I know everybody, so we can help for whatever is needed.
And what has been your biggest professional achievement until now?
You said you had several startups here.
Yeah.
Now you're working for Raiffeisen. How was the road, the professional road so far?
I must say, already at 24, age of 24 in Belgium, I bought a plastics company, so it was in me to be entrepreneurial. Even with the Chamber of Commerce in Belgium at 18 in high school, we had a startup. We produced the t-shirts and boxer shorts. So I was also then the CEO of this student startup. I must say in Romania, the first years were tough. We were not connected well enough in the Romanian community to have really profitable business. We were depending only on foreign companies which was hard prospecting. I was then 2 weeks Romania and 1 week in Belgium. From Belgium I was prospecting in Germany, in France, in Belgium for customers for our business in Romania. It was hard. I must say when Carlo Rosé asked me to join the bank, because he saw what I was doing. I was doing nice jobs in consulting at that time. When I came in the bank, Carlo said to me, walk around and come with a plan. And then we started, I think the largest transformation, it was post-crisis, was 2010 December when I joined. I think by April, May we went to the board with a proposal to lean transformation in the bank, which was, I will not go into much detail, but it was a fantastic transformation for the benefit of many people. Also, we reduced a lot of staff, because post-crisis, the banks had the lending issues, the loan issues, the non-performance. It was a huge chaos, I would say. And then we had to resize and rethink the bank. So overall, we had a fantastic 3 years transformation. We made the bank much more efficient. We reduced many processes, times by half, even sometimes to 80%. So 20% the duration was remaining. We were very efficient, very proud of the transformation. This was really.
So you said you joined 2010.
December, the bank.
So 12 years ago.
Yeah, I was 7 years in the bank and now 5 years in leasing. Yeah.
So you really had time to see everything what's happening here,
and
also to see the changes, to make the plan, do the plan, implement it, and also see the results afterwards.
And I was, In the bank, I was head of PMO, head of security. I had to go to National Bank of Romania for the approval interview. Very funny. I had a three-hour interview, and I asked beforehand, can I bring a translator? But they knew me. At National Bank, the people came on inspection. I was also head of process management, so all the norms and procedures were also with me. I had lost, and they said, no, Mr. Ivan speaks good enough Romanian not to need a translators. No? So
quite challenging, huh?
yeah, I mean the environment is very regulated. You have to be, you don't do what you want in banking and finance. It's very clear. Yeah? But it's an interesting world.
On one way it's good because you know the rules of the game, but on the other part it's very restrictive, and you need to make sure that whatever plans and strategies and development things you plan to do needs to stay on the same track of the regulations. Yeah, exactly.
Of course, there's liberty. We moved operations to Brașov, which is we made a very successful operational center for the bank. Still now, we reduced. If you reduce time to process, you have a better impact for the customers. So time to yes became shorter. We had also for the PI lending, we made some steps who were in the old system still happening. We fully digitized them and said, look, of course we also had to let go. By doing this exercise, we also had to let go 1,700 people. It was a big transformation, yes. Yeah. Some people were happy, mainly shareholders, and other people, ex-colleagues who had to leave, were not so happy with my plans, but life is not always a joyride. Yeah.
And how about now in the present days? Any interesting projects you are working on?
The challenge, I believe, in financing, and also in leasing, of course, is to go to, there's so much data available on companies in the database from the fiscal authorities, the Ministry of Finance, the Bureau de Credit, that's persoonlijk fysieke. You can link so many databases, also all the financials, you can analyze them. You can see if they have every quarter put their financials in the authorities, so we can make simulations, we can make risk analysis. So the automation and the correct integration of all this data, respecting data protection, GDPR, so you have so many things to orchestrate. So my main challenge today, my ambition level is to have a platform where anybody who wants leasing from Raiffeisen can go to a website and make a simulation for his asset with a down payment, see a first call offer to see what it would cost, see a repayment schedule, and then already can make calculations how much it would cost cash flow wise to take whichever type of asset via leasing. And this I want to make omni-channel available for every customer, including private individuals, which is a much smaller segment because it's a VAT issue. Companies recuperate VAT, private individuals not. So this is a limitation. But this is now this is one front end exposed to all the entire population of Romania, and then to also make sure that we have the right integration to have a fast answer on their, let's say, financial analysis that we do, also risk analysis that we do.
Yes, this is true, and as far as I know, in Romania there are available much more data than you can find in other countries.
True.
So you find all kinds of business information that you said in the official sources.
Yeah, true.
Because I know, for example, in Belgium or France, because we said about these countries, data are not always available online, and it depends also about the regulation of reporting the data and so on. So the Romanian market is quite challenging, but also provides a lot of information for banks and financial institutions to do their own
and maybe sometimes also, yes, as I said before, the data protection is sometimes a bit...
Okay, you cannot have data about individuals, but all the data in the official sources, like financial information,
this you have,
and so on,
You know, some also have all the court cases pending, and you have the maybe too much information.
Too much information, and you still need to know what to do with it, huh?
But from a leasing point of view, we look at two perspectives. One is the asset. So we leasing in the Raiffeisen Group is actually in 12 countries now, and we see the asset valuation and depreciation over time in all those countries. So we have a good view if we finance an asset on the new value, maybe second-hand value, and we know the depreciation of the curve of the asset.
Correct.
So this gives us good calculations also to define the right down payment for the customer, and to have we call this the open risk between the depreciation curve and the outstanding. So this we can manage very well, and okay, we are very good. We're professionals at doing the calculations and helping the customers having the right financing.
And how about this period, for example? Because there are all kind of rumors about the loans being very expensive due to the crisis that will come or is coming or already came.
Yeah, this is we came from negative interest rates and now it jumped up. I think the word is insecurity. People don't know what tomorrow will bring. Nobody knows. This uncertainty is driving speculation up, is driving also cost of risk is going up. Yeah, so although very low, but still we see marginal increases in small defaults, not so many. But uncertainty, people want to have, when they do something, they want to have a higher return to calculate that part of uncertainty in their margin, and it's hard to define uncertainty. You don't know what it is, what tomorrow will bring. Maybe tomorrow they know God forbid, they say tomorrow lockdown again for 3 months. Look at China. Huh? They're keeping China 300,000-400,000 people locked down for weeks because Wing Tsi or whatever, the president is going for a new term and just keeping them locked to have no corona cases. I mean, it's amazing.
To make sure
it's amazing. Yeah? This is China, communist, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to be prepared for the worst. But
no, we have to be optimists. We have to be,
about the best, right?
Always look on the bright side of life.
Correct.
This is for sure.
So I would propose now to go to some fun questions about you, if you agree.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
So tell us more. Where are you from?
I was born and raised in Kortrijk in Belgium.
Which is in the Flanders.
Yeah, the Flemish part. Where I went to kindergarten, mid-school, high school, university I did to Brussels. In my young years, I was a very good handball player. I played in school competition and I was...
So you're a team player?
Yeah, I love very much that sport. From the age of 6 I learned skiing, so I'm also very passionate about skiing.
So you also like adrenaline?
Yeah. Skiing is not adrenaline, skiing is freedom. It's yeah. We control the skis and once you fall, this is like... So after my university at 24, I told you I bought a plastics factory, which I sold at 29. Then I was in tourism industry, in tour operating, very difficult world. I exited, it was not my world. Then a good friend of mine with whom I went skiing suggested me to do an MBA. I went to INSEAD MBA, where I lived 6 months in Singapore. I did an internship for BP in Tokyo for 2 months, very interesting period. Then after that, MBA was hired by McKinsey in Brussels. I stayed 2 years, fantastic learning at McKinsey. I was consulting, hard work, 20 hours a day, Saturday, Sunday was no mercy, but fantastic learning. I still use some of the tips and tricks from that time, even today, in my presentations, the due diligence of the footnotes, the calculation, the precision. This remains in you.
I believe they were very thorough. So.
Yeah, enormously. In 2004, a French friend asked me to join him in to come to Romania. So I said, why not? I was ending my marriage anyway in Belgium, was close to divorcing, which I finalized when I came here. And so that's it was crazy times when we started to, we created an investment fund in real estate. We did a startup in IT, servicing mainly customers abroad, for whom, as I said, I was doing sales 1 week every 3 weeks. And yeah, then we started making good money. We started fighting with my partner, exited, unfortunately. Then I did my own consulting company in 2008-9, very successful for one of the large banks. I was restructuring their large corporate customers who lack of cash flow, too much inventories, whatever, it was hard times. I was then working 20 hours per day, 6 days a week. So it was hard work. Traveling, was never home.
But it also due of the crisis, you said, 2008.
Yeah, it was the client needed it, yeah. But my wife was sitting home, and she saw me coming home Friday evening, very tired, sleeping entire Saturday, Sunday preparing my next week, Sunday evening flying out again. So it was tough for her. Till in 2010, October, November, I found out she was pregnant. It was a very happy moment for us, and I thought it was time to change something. And I thought I was at INSEAD MBA, and I was then presiding the Alumni Association in Bucharest. I had a very nice dinner with the alumni at Christmas, in December, early December it was. And Karel said, Bob, I have to ask something. And then we discussed me joining Raiffeisen Group. So, which I did, which was a very good choice, a very good option. So that's how my life brought me to Raiffeisen. 7 years in the bank, I think very good learning for me, very good performance. I was top performer awarded by the group, by Vienna, going to Vienna, getting congratulations, whatever. It was a very nice period. But then I was doing back office always, like IT, projects, norms and procedures, digital. It's all back office. Yeah. I said I want to be also facing customers, and so when Karel left, Steven, the previous CEO, proposed me to take over Raiffeisen Leasing, which was a nice challenge.
Well, it was quite a trip.
It is, yeah.
That landed here.
I'm only 53.
Then tell us more about your hobbies.
My hobbies,
you said skiing?
Yeah, skiing is still very active for myself and my daughter. Here my wife doesn't like skiing, so this is but it's not an issue. My daughter and I love skiing very clearly. My daughter also, I also was horse riding as a kid, I didn't mention. And I said to my wife, my daughter can do any sport but not horse riding, because I had quite a few accidents when I was horse riding, so it's dangerous, not safe. Now my daughter has her horse, she's horse riding, so we take her at least once a week or in the weekend for horse riding. And I mean, it's not a hobby, it's our daughter, so Isabelle is, I gave her a Flemish first name, Isabelle, you know? She's, yeah. And next for that, I'm 3 times per week in the gym, early morning, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm in the gym, which is very important also for me physically, to having done a lot of sports. I need that to. So
it means you are a morning person.
Yeah, I wake up at 6:30 latest. Yeah.
You talk a lot about your family.
Yeah.
So then tell us, could you describe us what's a perfect day outside the office?
I must say that we're lucky to have a nice house with a nice garden, and we love hosting barbecues. The Romanian style, I would say, but I mean it's any style. It's very nice to have friends over. Sometimes also the kids from school, we get to know the parents, we become good friends, and so
you do this all the time?
We do this quite often. Yeah. Not all the time, but quite often. It's good to have friends. I mean, to socialize in the weekend. The kids, they're playing together, hanging out, sharing stories. helping out in case of troubles. I mean, yeah, and this is very nice. We also get quite a few times nash, botes, weddings. We're also good at that. Yeah, we like to have to give back what God and society have given to us. We like to give back also by doing good things, good activities, but this is not to be said.
It also seems that you are very well integrated here in Romania.
Yeah.
Do you party like a Romanian with the barbecues?
I mean, yeah, I think partying and barbecues is in Romania even more appreciated than it is in Belgium. In Belgium, you look at the pollution of the barbecues. Yeah. Here it's still a national sport, and I like that sport.
So, are there any strange things you've done, or any strange experience you felt?
I have to think far now. Strange things. One time I was skiing, and you had to walk like 2 kilometers with the skis on the back to the small pension, a small hotel. And it was hard with the skis and the ski boots. And I saw they had a terrace in the back, and one day I tried cutting through the deep snow, and I saw I could take speed and then jump over that small fence in the back of and land in the hotel garden where it was full of snow and it was winter, to not having to walk anymore. But my skis got between 2 pieces of wood, and I flipped over, and I think I broke 2 ribs, that was a crazy thing. I should not have done.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So jumping over fences, skiing is not wise.
And is there any fun fact that people probably don't know about you?
Fun fact? I'm not sure now. I love dogs. We have 2 dogs in the house. I play with them when any family member comes home. They're so happy. They give him the good energy in the house. So I love dogs. Even dogs in the street. We typically next to the forest there's quite a few dogs stray dogs, and we also feed them. Another thing is maybe very personal for me, is that I got baptized Orthodox. Yeah. So funny story maybe. When we got married, we married Orthodox without being true believers, so without being practitioner. And appeared many years later, it was not the first years we got married, my wife started going to church in the morning. So why are you going to church? I mean, what is this about? What is... And I did not understand. And a few months later, she said, Yubito, my love, let's talk. I want to show you something. And she made a PowerPoint presentation about Orthodox religion. She thought that's the way he best communicates and best learns, via PowerPoint. It was so sweet.
It was like a sales pitch.
Yeah. And then we also met a very nice priest, Kalinik, from Tsiganești monastery. He's my duhovnik, who I confess to. And he baptized me. And then also priest Nash appeared in it's a long story. And yeah, I'm Spiridon and baptized in Orthodox. And that changed me. I went several times to Mount Athos, the place to be for Orthodox man only, unfortunately. Which also inspires me and gives you peace. And yeah, I also meditate at least every day, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I make time for that. It's important for me. Because of course I have a lot on my head. It's not just financing and that's it. I have 100 and...
You have a lot of responsibilities in the office.
I have 105, 110 people, a few thousand clients, quite large portfolio, hundreds of millions euros we have outstanding, so we have to manage a lot of things and to be precise, to be positive. When things don't go so well, you have to manage, you have to solve problems, when things don't go well, you have to take really the leadership and to to make sure the ship goes the way it needs to go. So the ship, between brackets, of course. So yeah, I think I'm very well.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for accepting again our invitation today.
Oh, thank you, and the initiative from the Belgian Romanian Chamber of Commerce. I think it's very nice initiative. I think it's good to share our experiences. Romania is a beautiful country. People are so hungry to be appreciated, to learn, to give them something. Yeah, and me too. I learn every day from my people with things, and even small things I used to do, and I change myself because it's not done or whatever. I mean, sometimes you're a bit nervous, you have pressure, you don't explain why you want something, and I do ask for apologies.
We are all humans.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to, if you acknowledge them.
Yeah.
It's like in a family, you know.
True. I mean, it's not a family, but it is. Yeah. It is. The feelings, you're 8-10 hours per day together, so yeah.
Thank you, Bob.
To you also, thank you for watching, and we see each other on our next podcast. Bye bye.